Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to day 7 of journaling my journey to profitability and becoming the best version of myself. Today, okay, before I even get into today, yesterday I had a long talk of just how frustrated I was for trading yesterday's price action and just being frustrated that I couldn't trade my system because it doesn't really show up during the gold session, and now I really want to trade Nasdaq and I just don't have the opportunity to. And I was watching a lot of psychology videos on trading, and I feel like like I've learned some things that could help me in the future. And I had a long talk with my friend yesterday night about all of it, and I just wanted to just talk about it a little bit today while also going over what I saw during gold today during the Asia session. Today is uh, January 15th, 2026. So going into the session, this is what happened. So gold session opens. Um, we start dumping. First off, you know how previously I said gold picks a trend and then pursues it. We opened off the jump. We inversed one bullish for value gap, two bullish for value gap. So we inversed both these for value gaps right here off this candle. Left a bearish for value gap right here. Came in, respected it, and then dumped to these lows right here. After seeing those lows, I knew that these were a big target, and we also had um, a 15-minute bearish for value gap that was unfilled. I wanted to take these longs, but we didn't have a bearish for value gap to get inversed. So I didn't end up taking it. Honestly, me yesterday, the person well, I don't want to say I'm a whole different person, but me yesterday probably would have taken this trade without seeing the confirmation because I'd say I know the way gold moves, but we ended up sweeping these lows and then going up to these highs. I wanted to take this trade, but there was no inversion trade that I could take. So we ended up taking these lows. Then I knew after we got this sweep, also on the 5 minute right here, inside of a 15-minute unfilled gap, also a 5 minute bearish for value gap, I knew we are gonna start pushing down. Right here, I probably would have entered my trade yesterday, or just like me this whole week. I probably would have entered right here because I knew that we're gonna pursue this trend, but I wanted to wait for inverse. After debating whether I should take this trade or not, but after everything I watched, everything I talked to my friend about, I knew I definitely shouldn't have taken this trade because I want to trade my system. But then I see this Drake, I see this Drake candle, and but you know it is what it is, and you can't be too upset about it because the only inversion that I could take was this. Let me adjust this 1 minute gap. Is there a gap on the 5 minute? No, no. Okay, yeah. This 1 minute bullish for value gap got inversed. Um, but this is what happened. We came down. I thought we were gonna get an inverse right here and then continue dumping. But we came up. We swept out. This is actually a pretty good trade. I'm not gonna lie. We swept out these highs, inverse this bearish for value gap, and then we left this bearish for value gap. I'm not gonna lie. I would have taken this trade if we just filled this bearish for value gap. But the thing on Top Step on this platform, where is it? 1 minute. Where did it happen? What time is it? Um, 9:32. Yes, right here. Was it right here? Yes. We inverse this gap right here after sweeping these highs, and then we ended up leaving this the same bearish fair value gap, but on here we did fill it. But on here for some reason we didn't. And I was looking at Top Step and I wanted to take this trade because I saw that we filled this bearish fair value gap, but on TradingView we didn't. So I didn't end up taking the trade. I would have put my stop above this bearish fair value gap, and then my take profit here, which is a 2 risk to reward 2 RR trade, which is great. And this honestly is a good trade. We literally hit TP right away. Not including TP, there was also these 5-minute lows we could have targeted. There was this 15-minute unfilled bullish or value gap that we could have targeted. Even all the way down to these lows, which is probably a little bit unlikely. But this is a crazy move that we probably could have profited off of, but I didn't end up taking my trade. And I'm not upset about it because I mean it was a good trade, but just after everything that happened yesterday and my mental state recently, I probably shouldn't have traded today. And I'm not too upset about it. But then we ended up dumping. Um, and then I mean at this point, like I feel like we're already like far into the session, and the only thing I was looking for was probably longs. I mean, we swept out these lows inside of this 15-minute bullish for value gap, while also entering this bullish for value gap. Um, was there inverse though? I mean, yeah, and it just wasn't that good of a entry to take, but now we're ripping up. But I got off the charts and I didn't really take anything. But I have to admit, and I don't know, this is just stupid. I think I did take a trade for $100 on my eval for like a stupid reason. I think we just swept out a low, and then I just ended up buying, thinking that we're just gonna get a move up. But I mean, it's just so that I could have like a little bit of room to breathe. But this account's probably gone based off what we did yesterday. But anyways, I'm not upset about today. I didn't trade. I didn't really trade. And it's about building good habits, and you got to remember that you're trading to make it a career and to have longevity in it and make it a long-term thing. You're not going to get rich overnight. And the thing that me and my friend talked about were, because we've been trading for so long now, not so long, for about a year and a half, and we don't have much to show for it, and we wouldn't consider ourselves profitables by any means. And we were just thinking, we are like, what else could we do to be better at trading? Because we both feel like we're giving it all that we got, like a bunch of time, a bunch of effort, a bunch of just stress and just a whole bunch of time and effort putting into this, and we're just not seeing the results that we want to see. And after watching a whole bunch of psychology videos, I can't remember this guy's name on top of my head, but he's actually let me look him up on. I subscribe to him. Justin Werlin. This guy right here. This guy helped me a lot. I came across him literally yesterday, and I've been watching all of his psychology videos. And the thing that he mentioned is trading is the one thing in the world where you have to just kind of like just back off, and the less you care about it, and not the less effort you put in, but the less you care about it and the less you let it affect you, the more you're gonna get out of it. Just like think about everything else in life. If you if your goal is to build a good body and you go to the gym and you're gonna see results by putting in effort, putting in time, just grinding, just full on, just putting as much effort as you physically can, and the more you put in, the more you're gonna get out. If you want to build a business, the more you put in, the more you're gonna get out. But in trading is different, and not necessarily the less you put in, the more you're gonna get out, but that's kind of how it is. You gotta just like it was so crazy to us because we were thinking like, how could we not care about the thing that we care about most, and the one thing in life that we want so bad, and we think about it 24/7 all day long, and it's the only thing that we really want to work and be successful in, and we're just supposed to not care about it. And the fact that the days where you don't trade and the days that you avoid, and how 90% of trading is patience and not doing anything, you feel like you're wasting time, and um it's time that you should be putting in work and trading and trying to make money, but that's what's gonna hold you back. And you just gotta understand that you just, you just gotta understand that you gotta back off and just take it day by day, and only just wait for your setup to appear, and just take the proper A+ setups to see results. And that's pretty much it. Like there's not much in trading that you have to learn. Like the strategy is not the hard part. Strategy is pretty easy. The concepts are easy. It's just the psychology part that people just can't get over and accept. And he mentioned that you should be going into the charts, not looking to trade and not looking to try to force a trade. And I realized that there hasn't been a day in a long time where I've gotten on and haven't taken a trade. And I'll tell myself that like, oh, I see a setup, but it's not really the best setup. It's not an A+ setup. It's not a setup I'm proud of. Or there'll be times where I feel like I'm making myself believe that there's a setup, or that there's conviction in the market that I should be taking this trade, but in reality, I know I shouldn't. But this trade right here, this is a good trade. I would be happy to take this, and I feel like you should be taking the trades where you wouldn't be upset that you lost because you know you did everything right and it's a good setup. So yeah, I think you got to work on to become a profitable. What do I have to work on? I have to work on patience, and I have to focus on the longevity of this, and I have to look at it for a long term standpoint. I have to back off, honestly, have to try to care less about this and not be so stuck up on making money and trying to see a result. Because as he also mentioned that P&L and the amount of money you make in the markets doesn't describe you and represent you as a person or as a trader. And it's about you following your rules, sticking to your system, and just doing everything right. So that's definitely things that I have to work on to my path to becoming profitable. And the hard part is when you go a long time in a period of time in trading where you just don't see any results. You're not getting any payouts. You're not passing evals. And in the time you're losing money, but it might just be a bad time in the markets, or you're just, as I said previously, forcing trades, not following your rules, rushing, not being patient. That's all stuff that's holding you back. And you could all avoid that just by sticking to your system. And if you don't see your system or a trade that you necessarily like, just don't trade. But that period in time where you're not trading or not doing anything, it feels like you're wasting your time, and you should be on the charts and you should be trading, and you should be taking trades to try to make a profit. And just like, it's not complicated to grasp and understand, but it's just hard to put it into action and actually stick to it and be disciplined. And you know what else I've realized? Have you ever guys, while you're trading, like you just enter like a different, like a different zone, like you're not even your own self, and you're like not mentally like there while you're trading, and you just do whatever, and then after you just become like you understand all the concepts of psychology and everything that you have to do and everything that you did wrong and everything that you should do in the future and how you shouldn't trade and how you should approach it. And then you're like, why would I do that? I literally told myself that I won't be doing this anymore. And then you still do it. And then you're just thinking about that moment for forever until you get back on the charts. But as soon as you get back on the charts, everything that was in your mind about sticking to your psychology and sticking to your rules just goes out the window. Yeah. But I mean, I'm happy with the way today went. It's definitely a lot better price action than what happened yesterday. And I'm still just like disappointed in myself. Like today's price action wasn't too bad. Like we swept lows, we inversed fair value gaps, we pushed low. There was a good setup right here. And the thing is, I didn't end up taking a trade today. But yesterday, I ended up taking a trade in these conditions. And that's just what's frustrating to me because I take one step forward, but I take two steps back. And it just feels like I'm in a plateau and I'm just stagnant and I'm not making any progress. And it's just really difficult. And I don't know. I'm only 16 years old, but I have such big goals and things I want to accomplish. And it's just stressful when you put so much time and effort into something and you're not seeing the results that you expect. And that's another thing that he also touched up upon when you get on the charts and on trading view with expectations to win and to take a profitable trade um and to see a great setup, but you should be going onto the charts with a clean slate, a clean canvas, not expecting anything at all, and only taking a trade if something presents itself. But if you're expecting a win and you're expecting to take profit, then you're gonna make some shit up and take something stupid and then be upset at yourself. But honestly, today I didn't really end up taking anything except that trade was literally like 10 seconds long. I got stopped out right away. It wasn't. I didn't have any confluences except a liquidity sweep. It was just stupid. I shouldn't have taken that. I feel like I was just, I don't know, bored. It was, I don't know, it was stupid. But in reality, I didn't really take anything serious. Especially like saying that on my live account. That's my priority right now. I honestly just really want to get a payout on it. We have one winning day. We're up $500, and this is, I feel like, very doable if we just stick to the plan and stick to the system. And as I previously said, you just gotta focus on psychology and building good habits, because you gotta act like a profitable trader to become a profitable trader. But anyways, I also want to go into becoming a better version of myself. Today, I went to the gym, even though there wasn't much time, but I still made it happen. I still went to the gym, got my day in, hit shoulders and arms. Have been eating clean. I'm about to go eat another meal, get my protein in, take my creatine, and pray to God. Thank Him for everything. Thank Him for putting the right thoughts into my head and directing me to the way I should be thinking. But anyways, that sums up day 7. I'm not too upset about it. This was the last trading day of the week. We can't trade tomorrow because the market's gonna be closed on Fridays. But I think I'm gonna trade on Sunday so that I could trade 5 days a week. So Sunday is gonna be the next day I trade. That sums up day 7. I'm not too upset about it, and we just got to keep moving forward, keep staying resilient, and We're gonna make this thing work, boys. We're gonna be profitable. I know it.